Hey everyone, Dan here. Before you get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are on Thursday, January 25th. We're going to take a look at Clover Health today. So CLOV getting pretty interesting. If we zoom back out here, it kicked off this uptrend support way back in April of 2023, banged against it here after that attempted run up, failed, but what did it do with it? It shot it up here to 163, and then it's peeled back most of those gains since then. But again, on that long drawdown, it banged into it again down here and it held up. Now, it's wrestling with it at the moment is what I typically call this, where it's not holding support, it's not turning it into resistance, but just continuing to chop through the middle of it. And that's why I call it wrestling with it. It doesn't seem to quite know if it just wants to follow it like it's skewered, or if it wants to reconfirm it as support or flip it to resistance and leave it behind. But what's interesting about it is while it's continuing to skewer itself and wrestle with that uptrend support, it's getting mighty close to this ascending triangle that it would put in. This uptrend support meets resistance level. And what does it do then? What we typically look for it to do is for there to be some fireworks, like maybe like you would have seen over here, for example, big moves, one way or the other. Now it could certainly be a big move downward. Typically on an ascending triangle, or what I can also call sometimes a flat top, I look for it to punch through to the upside. I don't know if that's going to happen here. There's also the third possibility that it just continues to move relatively sideways and there aren't really any fireworks at all. But this is just me mentioning it's getting mighty tight in there, and it at least gives it an opportunity that if it does want to explode one way or the other based on the ascending triangle setup, this at least gives it the chance to. So I'm watching that really, really close. And obviously this level, because we pull in fractions of pennies for stocks of this price, 0.9998. We could round that up to $1 and just say this is the psychological dollar level, which obviously, again, could just be really firework inducing in and of itself. Either folks say, I don't trust this thing at or over $1, I'm going to sell, right? And that could bring in a bunch of selling pressure. Or folks like, hey, we're up above $1, let's go, let's do it. And folks start buying in and start punching up the price more. Again, it doesn't have to take off in either direction, but it at least gives it a chance to. And interesting potential setups are what I like to look at. Now, if it does come through to the upside, 107 would be at the next resistance level that we have on here, and then 114-ish, 113, 114, and then 120, 121. To the downside, we don't have anything in right now. Probably won't, just to not clutter up the chart, but around here, right around say 92 to 93 cents looks like a probable support level to me. There might be another one up here around 95, 96 if it can catch that support sooner. So we'll see what it does, if it does much of anything, when that ascending triangle continues to take shape and that uptrend support meets that dollar resistance level. Now on the think or swim side of things, we see additional reasons for curiosity. We have this super long trigger on the TTM squeeze indicator. This is actually more interesting to me than anything else. This is an incredibly long trigger, and that entire time it's been pinned to the mid-range of the channel. This is my favorite setup. Price long-term pinned to the mid-range of the channel, has history and capability of volatility, and it's just sort of awaiting that fire to happen, right? So triggers and then eventually it fires. Now back here we had a little trigger and fire back here, but this was sort of moving downward while it was triggering, fired, and it sort of gave it this big jump up and then this big gap down. And so it certainly brought the roller coaster effect, right? On these back-to-back days, it stretched to the upper bound of the channel, or through the upper bound, and then just through the bottom bound of the channel. So stretched the entire length of the channel and more, or entire width of the channel and more. And so, that one certainly played out the way that it should, in the sense of that trigger and fire was spot on and it brought the volatility. So I'm looking for something similar, not that the move is similar, but something similar here, where the purpose of the TTM squeeze indicators, is to say we're gearing up for a big move, we're building pressure, and we gotta pop the top at some point. Now, you hope, if you're a bull, that top is facing upward, and not that the top is facing downward. So we'll see. That's always the question. When the fire happens, which way does it go? We look for an explosive move, but we don't know if that's going to be jumping to the upside or plummeting to the downside. But time will tell, as at some point this has to turn from trigger to fire. I don't know. It could spend more time in the trigger phase for sure, but as long as it's triggering and pinned to the mid-range of this channel, it is mighty, mighty interesting to me. Couple that with this wrestling with this uptrend support as it approaches that psychological dollar level. That's a no-brainer level for it being a key area on the chart. Those two things, put them together, has me really, really intrigued. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week has been going well, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.